What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but it is cool. It's raining out, and I figure what better time, especially when I have a 1K in a day coming up. And these handlebars are good. I really enjoy them, but in order for me to sit with a little bit of a bend in my arm, I have to slide forward on the seat, which kind of negates the whole point of having a backrest. So it doesn't make it any more comfortable. So what I'm going to do today is the riser portion of things. We're going to adjust some risers. We're going to try something a little bit crazy. I came across them online. They seem like a reputable company. I'm not affiliated by them at all, so I'm going to be honest with you, which is cool. Now, you can buy different height, different pullback and stuff like that, risers for your motorcycle. And in order to do that, it's a fairly easy thing. Some of them can be a little bit more of a pain in the butt than others. But this particular set of risers, I'm really up in the air about, and I really want to know what's going on with, because you can customize how much pullback you want, how much rise you want, and everything else. So, I mean, I'm definitely into getting this thing to fit me exactly. There are a couple of things that you need to think about before you start messing with your risers and your handlebars, and that's how much length you have in your hoses, your wires, and all that. Now, in a stock setting, you're probably going to have 2, 3, maybe even 4 inches extra of these available to you. But you still want to check and see if that's something that's going to change. Now, I have changed. These are aftermarket bars, and I need to be careful about that. So we're going to stumble through this. We're going to find out if I fell into something really cool, or if maybe it just doesn't work with this bike. Another thing to think about too, before you start messing too much with your risers, is if your front fairing is attached to the front end of your motorcycle, you're probably going to be all right. You just need to check to make sure that you have your area back here by where your tank is okay when you move it from side to side. But in a case like this, where the fairing and the tank are both mounted to the frame and the handlebars spin in this open area here, you definitely want to be careful about it. So I put down a towel just to stop any scraping from happening. Don't want to damage the paint too much. I do have the wires attached, so I'm going to take these out. Now, you can use a small screwdriver to do this. However, I have this really, really expensive snap-on tool, which I will use in all the wrong ways for as long as I can, because I paid for the damn thing. So I just need to take off the wiring. If yours are wired to the handlebars, I always recommend doing this, because you want to give yourself a little bit more play before you start moving the bars around, because once you start moving the bars around, your hands are going to be full with everything else. And that's why I opted for probably the most redneck camera setup that you've seen this side of YouTube production. This is on a rake handle that is leaning against my fairing, and then I have my camera holder from there. So we are definitely using our noggins this morning. Let's hope we didn't use everything up when we start to get to this. Now, a lot of times you're going to see hoses run behind the handlebars when they come stock. and you have the opportunity to move them forward when you change the bars, which is what I have already done. So these are already forward. This is about as much flex as I'm going to get into these particular hoses. I'm hoping that they're going to hold up. Now see there, I got plenty of movement in that. I got more than enough in that. So these hoses are really going to be the thing. But the company is Rocks, and they come with a unique system in which you put the bottom housing where the handlebar goes, and then the handlebar goes in the top hole. And that allows you to move it around, forward, backwards. These are 2-inch center to center, so you're going to be 2-inch different. Now, what I'm trying to do is pull it back a little bit and then raise it up. So I hope that these hoses should be right where they need to be for that, because as much as it comes back, I'm going to be trying to push it back up to get that nice straight up and down extra length, height out of them. So that's the company. That's what we're playing with today. Go ahead and take out them out, and we'll get to see. They do come in a number of different diameters. So you're going to want to check to see which one you have. I know on different bikes, this is a very, very quick and easy way. If you have 7/8 or 1 inch, this is a quick way to just move your handlebars around so that they're more comfortable for you, and maybe even get a little bit more rise out of them. But usually, other than using something like that, you have to find something that lifts up how high you want and kicks back how high you want. And you don't know if you're gonna, clear what you have here, and you also don't know if that's going to be comfortable. So this is really kind of interesting to me, to be able to tune, if you will, where your handlebars are going to sit. So these have caps. So we're just going to pop the caps off with a fingernail. You can use a screwdriver if you want. You probably will break them or scar them, or scar the black paint. This is a Vaquero that I'm working on. This is my bike. I love this darn thing, and I'm going to try to make it as comfortable as possible for the 1K that I got coming up. Just going to loosen these up a little bit. Should have already used a ratchet for this, but I really enjoy the feeling of a straight thing that allows me to feel exactly how tight these things are, without having something in the way of that, because you can over tighten with a ratchet very, very easy, very quickly, and that's not something that I want to have happen. I have, much to the chagrin of my lovely bride, watched me have a full meltdown when doing something like this earlier with the wrong equipment. I cracked one of these, and the straight from the manufacturer price was $80 for that little thing right there. Not the bolts, just that. So yeah, gonna try to keep a much more level head today. I'm a better person than I once was, and it's mostly because of her. But so as you see now, they're loose. The handlebars are starting to sag. Let me know we're doing the right thing here. I'm gonna kind of hold them up with my side while I'm doing this, so that keep control of them. I have a glass container on the side. I always love having something over there where I can just put these things in, so they start rolling around, they're not going to roll far. So yeah, when I last broke one of those, that was 80 bucks. So I don't recommend doing that again. But this is it's a cold, rainy day out today, so I figured, what the hell? We're going to take care of this and get this moving in the right direction. So I have a couple days to get used to it and bring it where it needs to be, so that when I go on that 1K, I will be more comfortable, because that's a lot in riding a 1K, believe it or don't, is just keeping comfortable. Alright, so the bars are out. As you see, those hoses and these wires are doing an excellent job of keeping them right where they are, because they're already kind of stretched here. Unfortunately, I'm hitting the camera mount. But let's see what we can do here. We'll need a different size for these. It's been a great year so far. I've had some wonderful rides already. We went to Memorial Day, we went to Washington, D.C. for the Ride to Remember, which is always very, very, it's a very somber event, as much as it is incredible. So, just got back from that. Yeah, this these will be going in just like that. And I'm sure there's a way to make this go quicker for you guys, but I appreciate the fact that you hang in, because this is the process. There's nothing hitting. One thing I always love about YouTube stuff is they go away for a short period of time, and then all of a sudden they come back and the stuff's already back together, and you're like, well, great, but how the hell did that happen? Right now I'm starting to wonder how the hell this is happening. This is biting. It bites on one, but it doesn't want to bite on the other. Caught on both sides. That's very strange. Well, you know, I figured out exactly what it is here. We're going to have a lot of fun today with this, because these are not the bolts that go into that. Those are the bolts that go in for the top of the lock block, which aren't going to fit. So you got to have a sense of humor about stupid stuff like that. You know, if you wanted a professional show, I'm sure there's plenty of them out there. That ain't me. Even if I go super professional and you know, got producers and all sorts of other crazy stuff, and you know, got some breast augmentation so that I have huge boobs and have 1 million followers, I'll probably still be screwing stuff up. People wouldn't mind that much though, so you know. Instead, you turned into this dumpster fire, and here we are. But I appreciate your patience, and you know, this is part and parcel of doing things. In my eyes, is you know, taking time, doing things right. Yeah, we can rush this. We can, I guarantee you. But I don't recommend it, because so you can tighten this one all the way down and leave this one up, and this is going to maneuver so that you'll be able to move it around, but you'll also be able to still get to that top bolt. Now comes the fun, because we got to try to figure out how to get this out of the way of the this is turning fun into fun. Take this phone mount off. That'll help a little bit. I do not know if this is going to work, but so what I want you to do is, I'm going to cut this short for you because, hey, time is important and everything. You guys are great, and I appreciate you working through this with me. But you would put your bar right up here, because I don't think that this will work with this bar. So you'd put your bar right here, and then put this cap on. And of course you would do this on both sides. And then you have the ability to move them around where you would want them. I would like to have it right about there, but I don't think it's going to happen today. I think my hoses are too short. So that kind of sucks, but tighten those down, and then tighten your top one down, even if you have to have it like that. Again, these are 2-inch. Even if you want them to go forward a little bit, there you go. And then you can tighten down the top one, and then tighten the lower one after the top one's bottomed out, so that you'll get all this. Of course, I do recommend using Loctite. I will be doing it if I ever get this set up. I'll take a couple pictures, post them on Instagram. Thank you guys very much for stopping in. It was great seeing you and having you be here. And let me know what you think about the Rox risers, because I'm really interested to see. See you on the road.